folks, oh my God, what is happening right now? Like, are we back? What happened over the last, I don't know how many months, 7? It was week 3 the last time we did it because I was going back through our stuff and it said we were talking about the Bills beating the Titans that week.
It was like 10 months. It was 10 months ago. It was early. Yeah. It was late September.
Yeah. Oh my God, and we're back. I guess. Who would have thought? So, Kevin.
Yes.
Where do you want? I'll start out. So it's dumb. Kevin's like, why the hell are you wearing a hockey jersey and Sabres gear in July? Oh. Do you remember March 31st of this year?
Oh my gosh, do you remember March 31st? Oh 31st? My gosh, 31st. It was great. It's spectacular. It was this soon-to-be legend of the Buffalo Sabres debut. His name is Devin Levi. He did this thing in net where he played really good, and then they won, and then We Want to Dance with Somebody was in there.
I need to find that clip.
Winner in overtime. Master Levi was born that night. And since then, the trajectory of the Buffalo Sabres have been straight up. And the hope and desire and the need for a playoff is there. I remember coming out on this podcast probably about a year ago, around this time. I was saying the Sabres were pushing for a playoff spot. I probably said they'll make it. Let's be honest. That was a bold prediction. However, I said push. I know that was for sure in there, push. And they were how many points out? They were 1 point out. They were a goal kick away from making it into the playoffs.
The kick goal, the offside to Florida.
There's so many things. And you know what? You can point to that, but they did have ugly stretch in the past. Probably past 20 games, they had like a 7-game skid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, you could point to a lot of things. So that's not going to say those two things. However, those things did affect the season dramatically. But we can only think of high notes for the Sabres, in my opinion. Here on out. I don't even know where we're going this early.
No, the reason why I brought this up, because there's probably two. Well, one thing I'll bring up, and the other thing you can decide if you want to say that or not. But the March 31st, we were at either the first or second intermission. I remember we were talking. Probably the alcohol was talking, saying, "Oh yeah, we should bring this back." And then 4 months later, here we are. Oh, and that's why this is almost what I was wearing. I'm not putting on the hoodie and the other shirt I had on, and I'm not putting on pants. But I mean, I bought the hat that game. I had the Alex Tuck jersey on. God, the Go Ahead is so clean. It's such an amazing logo.
I feel like we're still in for a surprise for them to just bring it in for next season. I'm hoping so. It's not going to happen. But
so do you want to start out with NHL? Right here, we'll do this. We'll start out with NHL free agency then.
Yeah, let's just do that. I'll be honest. I don't care about any other teams. The Sabres did basically nothing in the offseason. They got 2 defensemen. They got 2 veteran defensemen, 1 really, really old defenseman. I really don't know what his spot is on the team. He could be a bottom 6 defenseman. Then we got a second one out of Boston. I think he has similar issues that our defenseman already previously had. So, I mean, we're going to have – he's a big body. We got 2 big body defensemen in there. However, our skill level, I don't feel like we improved much. Yoki Haru probably lost a spot on his roster. He might be bottomed out on the bottom pair. Or, I mean, I could see them taking him and someone else and pairing him up to get someone else in as a trade. However, with those additions, and then you look at the draft, you have the young guys coming up from Rochester. That was a good run Rochester had in the playoffs this year in the Calder Cup. It was good. They had a lot of experience. I mean, it was good hockey they played, available hockey, important hockey for them in their young career. So hopefully we'll see some of those players up in Buffalo. You have Rosick, you have Kulik, those 2 forwards coming up. I mean, you have JJ Peterka, who's now hurt. So you have a roster spot. He's going to be out for a good portion of the year. Golifson is looking to be traded and dealt out. I'm okay with that. He has a 28 goal season behind him. His stock is all-time high. So let's dish him off when he can. He has one position. It's that circle on the power play. You can have your opinion. I can have mine. Mine's right. But it's positive things for the Sabres. But they didn't do anything crazy. I don't think they had to. They bolstered the D-line and let the forwards develop. So I don't know if you have anything else to add. I feel like I touched everything.
Nothing from the Sabres. Patrice Bergeron, I hope he has a happy retirement because
Yeah,
I hate Boston, but he was a good player at the minute.
Good player.
That's it. I don't like. I'll watch the games. I don't follow the free agency stuff like that because it's just too much. It's a lot easier to follow MLB and NFL free agency. I feel like
Evan Rodriguez signed some crazy deal in Panthers. It was a lot of money. Extremely overpaid. He was a previous Sabres. At least I think he's overpaid. That's the only other ones that really affect me, or I had a huge that I can remember. I'm sure there's some free agency out there, but again, I'm not in it for the whole NHL. I'm just in it for the Sabres. So we'll see. But I don't think the Sabres are done in this offseason. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a move, like I said. There's a good 14, 15 forwards, only 12 spots, and there's 9 defensemen with only 6 spots. So, and 2 extremely, extremely raw goaltenders that don't have any NHL experience. So combined, they have, I think I heard today, Levi played 9 games, and Ullmark has 43 games played. So together they have less than 55 games in the NHL. So that could be a move. I'm okay with running the 2 young guys, but I'm not the coach, and I know that is not a positive view on. That's not a common view for Sabres fans. They want to bring in someone in who is a veteran in the league. But
Ullmark sat behind Craig Anderson. I understand trying to get an old guy in there to help one if not both of them, but I say why not roll with Ullmark and Levi?
I think the reason why is because you look at Ullmark's numbers last year and they look god awful. Besides the win percentage, he won way more games than he lost, but he was still averaging goals against 3.5 goals against a game, and that's a lot. It's a lot of goals against. So I think that's where the fans are worried about having them both come back for next year, just because. But I mean, that's the defense, and you get a better defense out there. You get Yoki Haru out of that. You get him less minutes. Owen Power is going to be in year 2. Rasmus Dahlin has this new contract. And I'm pulling UPL's numbers up right now. He played 32 games. He had 17 wins, 11 losses, and 4 losses in overtime. His goals against were 3.61. But also he was getting meleeed with shots. So I'm not.
How much is that? Yeah, go back. The Buffalo defense was awful last year. You cannot deny it.
No, and so I think that's where it is. So if you do that first, you will have less. Your goalies don't have to stand on their head every single night. And the thing that makes it even better is that the offense can score 6+ goals. I love that. Can we put this comment back? Can we put this comment up? Put this comment back up. Thank you. You know what? There's only really a couple reasons why I do this podcast. I'm a teacher, and I haven't really taught since June, and so I haven't really heard my voice in a while. So this is me speaking. I get to hear my voice. But also this guy, who is the wolf. This is the second reason why I do this podcast. I have no idea who he is. However, he is probably has the most time on our podcast. I think if we have a watch history and we have a top contributor, it would be him.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that's why I do this. And he might be the only one that watches it, and that's why I do it. is because who is the wolf? And, I respect him.
Yeah, what a good guy he is.
I am just pulling up right now. I got a notification from the Bills, and it looks like Matt Milano lands at the 69th spot on the NFL team's top 100. That is extremely nice for the Buffalo Bills linebacker. 69 does seem a little high for him. However, 69 is the highest he's been. So good for him. He's finally getting some recognition for the play that he does on the field. One of the best outside linebackers, I believe, in the league. So where does that leave us next?
We'll go right into the Bills training camp.
Perfect.
But before we move into that, this is so stupid that the way they're releasing the top 100. I hate how it's on NFL Plus. And I guess it doesn't matter because I don't watch. I mean, I probably would have watched it this year because I'm actually somewhat intrigued. But it's so dumb. It's on NFL Plus. It's behind a paywall, which I understand. You're trying to get the subscribers and whatnot, but come on, this is just. I'm against it. Bills training camp. I haven't really seen much. Just all this stuff that's like off the field. Really, nothing.
I'm actually really educated on this. So I just watched the Stefon Diggs press conference, and he came out and he told the people to fire questions, and he laid it all out. And he just basically said it was miscommunication. He wants to retire Bill still. No one in the locker room is questioning what he believes in, his work ethic. He's a captain on the Bills for the last 3 years. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He tries super hard. And there was reports out that they were saying that he wanted to be involved in the play calling. And he says, that's ridiculous. I'm a wide receiver. Why would I expect that? So I'm really hoping that after this, he will be – this will be done with. We can stop hearing the Stefon Diggs, and we'll just move on and – go to week 1 and have the Bills knock down the two towers of Aaron Rodgers and
in hair only.
Yep. So I mean, on the off season, you saw DeMar Hamlin come out. He was crying, going through going out onto the field. It's just exciting to get back into football. They're in Rochester. It's great things. I like the role the Bills are going to play this year. The Bills are going to be the underdogs. And if you look back 2 years ago when they made the AFC Championship game, they were the underdogs, and they weren't supposed to be there. So we'll get back into that role, and we'll go underneath the radar, and we'll lose 3 games again like we did last year because people are forgetting about that. We'll roll in the playoffs 1-2 seed, and we'll just worry about that.
If you don't remember, I know you're messing with me, but if you honestly don't remember this, then you don't watch football. I know she's talking about the Bills quarterback. So we had some big injuries today. Joe Burrow, calf strain. Jalen Ramsey, something with his knee. He's got to have surgery. There's another one I'm missing, I think.
Yeah. The wide receiver from the Chiefs, the one that always gets injured. He was on the Giants, and then he got traded.
Tony.
Tony, yep. He's gonna miss a couple. It all seems as if reports are on for Jalen, and that receiver is only gonna be like 6 to 8 weeks. So they won't be missing much of the season. Probably the first couple weeks. Jalen, I'll be honest, dude's washed. Josh Allen owns him. So for him to be injured, it's not even worried about that. That doesn't bother me. Joe Burrow, I saw the injury. It didn't look crazy. I heard he got carted off, and then on my way back home today, I heard it was just a calf strain. I mean, that's going to linger all year. So it's going to be fine. He'll be fine. He'll come back in, and he'll light up the NFL like he's been doing.
Yeah. And we also forget about Naheem Hines, who he wasn't even injured on the field. It was just such a freak accident from what everyone's saying. He just got hit on a jet ski.
I honestly think that puts the Buffalo Bills in a very interesting situation. To be completely honest, like, what do you do there? We'll get back to this in a minute. I want to finish my Naheem Hines thought real fast. So the Bills have this culture that they've built in the locker room. It's probably one of the best cultures in the league. And what do the Bills do? So Naheem Hines is probably doing something he shouldn't be. That was against his contract. So what do you do? Do you not pay him and you get that $2 million back? That $2 million could go somewhere. But if you do that, what does that kind of get in that? What is that going back to the locker room? What is that looking like? We have such a tight group. Is the $2.5 million really worth possibly ruining your locker room and turning against the staff? I mean, it's the thought, but
if it goes against the cap, if they can get that cap back,
but they can get the cap back because he won't get paid. Because he was doing something that was against his contract.
So it goes back to this then. How bad do these guys want to win a Super Bowl?
How true. But I mean they're building something that's not just
I know Naheem's their friend and all, but like would that Naheem's gonna get a ring if Buffalo wins Super Bowl. Let's get if that's I said if I'm not jinxing it. Wouldn't and I know he wants to get paid. But to the other guys in the locker room, why? Like, how bad do they want that ring?
Yeah, but I don't know. What does $2.5 million really do to your team? I mean, who's out there? Are you going to get Dalvin Cook? I mean, you don't want Dalvin Cook.
I don't think they're going to Cook now. They already signed another running back.
He doesn't want Dalvin. Hopkins is gone. So who's out there that you're going to sign, anyways? I mean, or is this going to be a trade? I mean, it could be a trade, but again, I don't know. I'm at the mindset of the Bills have such a great locker room presence, and I don't think it's worth it. I don't know what you're going to be adding.
Well, they can add it to the rest of the cap and then go out and get someone.
Yeah,
or go out and trade someone. That's the thing.
I don't know, but it'd be around $7 million total. I feel like I have reports that they have 5 currently, so they have 7. But again, I mean, there's not that many free agents that are out there that would benefit the team.
Yeah, you're right. And so, I mean,
the
thing, and the other flip side of the coin, you also have to think about if you or I were doing something dumb and getting injured in our own time. I should say dumb. You were doing something on our own time, we get hurt. That's not. We're not getting paid our money if we're out of work. Like exactly. In the NFL, in the end, the NFL is a business. They have to do what's best for them, and that's why, like, they have to. This is a decision that needs to be made.
You're right. I think it's a tough one, and I think they have to do their questioning. They have to do their investigation on it before it really goes that far. Before we jump ahead, let's go back to this question right here.
Yeah, that's why I brought this one up. Okay, I'll go back to the question because I figured you would remember what it was.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just want it up there for the people that's watching. So the team that I think is going to disappoint the most, that's a really...
I'm trying to think of teams that are overrated that are probably not going to start as hot.
I'm interested to see what the 49ers are bringing out at quarterback. I think that's important. I honestly think if it's Trey Lance or Sam Darnold, I don't think they're going to have a good start. Trey Lance, this is year 3 in the NFL, and he hasn't played like at all.
I think this is his make or break year.
Absolutely. But how many starts is he going to get behind Brock Purdy? So, and I have to say, maybe it is the Jets. They're getting so much hype, and you're absolutely right. Aaron Rodgers is old. He is declining. You're absolutely right by that. But I have a huge disagreement with this last comment, but we'll get to that. Aaron Rodgers, he was a great quarterback, but the thing that scares me is they have a good defense. They have the weapons. They have everything they have to be a good team, and they were good last year with 3 different starting QBs. So you just put in a old Aaron Rodgers who's still going to be consistent and better than all 3 of those quarterbacks. They're still going to be good. Maybe not great, but they're still going to be good.
I appreciate that, but I'm going to piss Scott off here. I think the Jets are the biggest threat to the Bills in the AFC East. I don't see the Dolphins being as competitive as they were this year. The Jets are going to have an easier schedule than the Dolphins. They're going to have an easier schedule than the Bills. So they have more winnable games. As far as disappointing him, I would look to the Seahawks. I don't know if they can replicate what they did last year, this year. I think now he changed his mind. And then on the AFC side, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Come back to my AFC side because you don't.
Ravens.
I don't know. They finally getting some weapons for Lamar.
Who? Half hammy OBJ.
Odell, and they drafted a guy, I think.
Yeah, Zay Flowers.
Yeah, exactly. So they're getting him help.
Have a running back playing quarterback. I'm not worried about it. Lamar Jackson is still an extremely, extremely overrated quarterback. I see them finishing 3rd in their division. Bold prediction: I have Steelers squeaking in that 7th spot.
I'll do my predictions, and we'll go through that. We can go through this like we never did last year. But most shocking start, I'm going to go with either the Falcons or Saints. I think one of those 2 teams. I think Derek Carr is still not phenomenal quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. And the Falcons, if they can get their QB situation right, they have a terrific offense. Like they almost won, not saying much, but the Falcons almost won the division last year. Despite that, again, the division was a dumpster fire.
Shocking start. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna go Packers. Just because if the Packers somehow come out with a positive record to start the year, I think that's gonna be shocking. I don't know if there's that much of a decrease between Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. And from everything you're hearing in the Packers locker room, they all love Jordan Love. And I know that your teammates should do that, but your teammates don't have to go out of the way and talk about you. I think that's a big difference between that and I don't know. I want to believe maybe it's because I have Jordan Love and Watson on my dynasty league, but I really hope that they can do something and be positive. Also, Steelers too. I think Steelers could squeak into that 7th spot, number 2 in their division behind the Bengals. It's where I have it at. As Steelers, I don't think the Ravens have it, and the Browns on paper could be one of the best teams in the league, but it's the Browns. So
I want to see some stuff out of Watson before I say anything like that. Well, Watson looked like dog do last year.
He wasn't getting his back massages like he was before, so he was probably a little tense.
Wait a minute, was that where the magic came from? The happy endings was the magic there?
Maybe. I mean, it could have been. But I'm happy that that's happening with the Browns. And like they're not horrible like they used to be, but they're mediocre, which kind of makes it just that much better.
I mean, we've said a lot of people have said they've went from the most lovable team in the NFL to one of the most hated by one guy.
Oh, by one guy. Yeah. And Baker Mayfield was not a bad quarterback, but he was beloved by fans. I believe that he was a fun quarterback for that team. And I think he was the right guy for that team. Okay, you're looking at me. Why?
I completely agree. And I'm okay. last thing, and then I'm going to pound the table for Baker. We're going to move on because the Baker Mayfield led this team to the playoffs. Was it their first playoffs in 20 years or something like that?
I don't know how many, but it was a lot.
It was a lot. He led the team to their first playoff win in however many years. And then because this guy wants to play hurt, his toughness, it's what cost him, and that's why he's fighting for a starting spot in Tampa Bay. Browns fans, I partially hate Browns fans because of what they did. The the GM in Cleveland. I hate Cleveland now. That's just what it comes down to. I hate everything to do with Cleveland. All right, we had this on the docket, so we'll go to MLB rant. Kevin, do you want to start it?
Yeah. So I'm not a huge MLB fan, but one thing that I did know is that the Red Sox weren't supposed to be good, and the Yankees were, and the Red Sox are ahead of the Yankees in the standings. It's really funny because last time I checked, they're both above 500, and that is better than one of the other divisions. And the Yankees are last, which I think is really funny. I am more pro Red Sox, but definitely anti Yankees for sure. But I have the division up right now. I have the standings up. Yankees are 54 and 48, which would have them in first place in the AL Central. One game behind the Red Sox. Wild card, it looks like. They're 3 points out, 3 games out from the Jays, and Sox are out 2 points out from the Jays.
You still have hockey in the brain. I can hear you say all that stuff about points.
Yankees are 3 games out from the Jays in the wild card.
I'm sorry. And the way that this comes up, I thought it would work, but because it's not, Twitch doesn't want to work with Restream, I guess, and that's why we're getting. Check the chat; you'll see what it was.
Yeah, I see it. I don't really like the last two.
No, yeah, I see what you're trying to say now.
Yeah, I don't really like that.
Okay, but now it's my turn. Boone, Cashman need to go. I'm so tired of this team and their excuses. Yes, we have injuries. Yes, all this other stuff, but you have to know how to put a team together, and they have not. It's been year after year after year after year. It's been this is year 14 since we've touched the World Series. When you put all that money out there, something needs to happen, and they haven't done it. It's been nothing. It's been that you have all these other teams doing so much better than us. They are so much worse. They don't care about you. They're talking about me. But it comes to a point where something needs to change, and it's got to be either manager or general manager. And in my opinion, they both got to go. Both got to leave. This is just a lot of Yankees fans are fed up. I've been calling for Boone's head for a little bit. Cashman should have got left like 2 years ago. The cat's looking to kill you.
Wait, that's not my name. Like, can you look at my name tag, please? Can you fix that in the chat? That's not my name.
He's older than you. He doesn't call you Mr. Capstick.
It's Mr. Capstick to you. Okay.
All right, but I know I started here. Okay. What am I drinking? I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. But we can also go back to this one. Kevin, you don't really follow college football, do you?
No, not really.
I hate Georgia. I'm just gonna
say I was watching this TikTok, and this guy goes to all these D1 schools and try to get on the field. That's pretty cool. That's about all the college football that I watch.
Yeah, I hate Georgia. I hope they lose every game this year. Go Gators. But now I don't think you watched this game last night. I think you were in bed by then. But the United States tied the Netherlands, and it was a bet. I was texting Chase my brother last night, and we were both just like, "Why is this team so bad?" And then it just a switch flipped when Horan got not taken out, but it was a dirty tackle, and it just changed that. It changed the whole dynamic of the team. Lindsey Horan got pissed, and she said it. Everyone knew it, like something changed because that switch flipped. She headed in the corner that found the back of the net, tied the game, but the team looked different. This is what they need. They did not look good in game one. They didn't look good for the first hour of the last night's game. But they need more of that last 30 minutes that they had.
Yeah.
That's all I'd say. Yeah. So next game, it's 3 a.m. on Tuesday because they're in New Zealand. So guess we could try to get up and watch that one.
Not I.
Yeah, you don't care about soccer. I don't care. It was just
they win, but I mean, I'm not going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm probably going to do it. I don't care.
On purpose.
I love the United States too much. All right. I think that's it. I don't know if you have anything else to say that you want to say.
Well, wait. What? No, we have another week. Okay. That's fine. There's a big event happening. Biggest party of the summer. But we have another week.
Yeah, we can do it next week.
We have a week.
You can do your picks because they might add more matches, but till then.
Yeah, they have another. We have another week. No big deal. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's a big gold. But we're gonna have to do a house tour at some point. I bought a house.
Oh my god!
So
you're gonna walk around your house with a laptop, or you're gonna use your phone?
Of course, I'll put my links on there. I don't know how to, but I will. It's Kevin111P on Instagram.
Just change your @ Just change your name tag and just make it that.
No, it's Kevin111P on Instagram. I don't use Twitter, so don't really go there. Yeah, that's really it. I'll stay on Instagram and wait for a request. What am I missing? Joey
I'll change it. What, Kevin?
Joey Bosa's 70. Zach Martin is 68. Amram is 67. Jared Goff is 66. Darius Slay is 65. Aaron Jones is 64. Grady Jarrett is 63. Bobby Wagner is 62. And Debo Samuel is 61. So that's a 70 through 60. G-Off is ahead of T-Law. Oh, wow, I like that. Oh, that rhymed. Was that supposed to? All right, so my issue is this. So you're right. He should not be, but I think we need to recognize some respect going on to some players in the NFL. Jared Goff deserves some respect, but this is voted by NFL players. So this is NFL players voting by NFL players. So that's what it is. Whoa. Why? What happened to me? I thought we were good.
You're fine. No. He said you're better than me, you asshole. Do you not remember your math?
No, I didn't teach that.
Of course you didn't. But my thing is, Trevor Lawrence has had, one good year in the NFL. Granted, he's on year 3, and you really can't count rookie years anymore. But he's had 1 year. Goff, up and down, and he had a pretty good year last year. If I put the stats together, I can't off the top of my head, don't know what they are 1-to-1, but you can probably compare them.
I don't. Yeah, we're all gonna take Trevor Lawrence over Jared Goff. However, let the
For
guy
long
get
term.
some respect. And just just let it, whatever. He's as long as Trevor Lawrence doesn't like die, he's gonna have a long career in the NFL. Um, he'll get there. He's probably a top 12 quarterback in the league. We got to do some rankings at quarterbacks too, because I feel like I have some hot takes because I always do.
Quarterback tier list.
Quarterback tier list. I have some very hot takes.
Tomorrow
But
night. Tomorrow night, though, Kevin.
tomorrow night. I almost feel like we need to just get back on and stream.
I was thinking about it, but then I was like, I'm not giving away my draft board. Hell no.
We don't have to give away your draft board. I mean, we could just be on here.
Yeah.
Draft.
Just draft and not even put anything up. Like it's just, oh yeah, this is what we're happening. Like I would honestly, I'd rather though just have a party chat of all of us, which we can talk about afterwards. Looking at their stats are fairly even. Yeah. So why can't it? Well, let me show it.
And Jared Goff has had like a pretty shitty career. I'm being honest. He hasn't been very good.
Yeah, he had the 2 years in LA where he took him to the playoffs, maybe 3. I don't remember what happened after their Super Bowl year.
But like besides that, I mean, he has been in the NFL for a long time, and for him to find a new home and be successful there, that makes me happy for players that are similar. I mean, it doesn't give up hope. I mean, you think about Marcus Mariota had a similar position last year. So it's happy to see where he got to a new team and he's being successful. It looks like the completions. I mean, that's.
Yeah, they're fairly comparable.
They're comparable.
I don't.
They're like very comparable.
Yeah, like they're almost like synced up. Like it's very here, there. But like Mr. Capstick said, this is all done by the players, and it's all.
I feel like if I heard it correctly, it is the players that go to the Pro Bowl that make these votes.
So it's almost yeah. So
I feel like that is how it goes. I will look it up right now.
But it's it's coming back to a popularity contest. Like who these players like better.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, someone was right when they said, yeah, here comes the NFL's most hated post of the year, and it's the top 100 stuff.
Yeah, I want to know. Doesn't seem like it says. I thought that's what I saw. That when they're at, I feel like I heard like Pat McAfee say it on like his podcast that when they go into the Pro Bowl, there's a table there and they put their votes in there. I could be wrong, but I felt like that's what I heard happened.
He could have. It's not. Who knows? I like I said, I really don't care about this. I'm just tired of hearing it every year after year. Because it's stuff like this that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It don't matter.
It's just there for ratings and talk about something during the dead period.
Which is going to be over soon.
Actually, it already is over, really, if you think about training camp. But next Thursday, we have not Pro Bowl, the
game?
The Hall of Fame game, yes.
Already next Thursday? Oh,
yep.
Perfect. Hall of Fame
the
game.
The same day that the Super Mario Bros. Movie comes on the Peacock.
Oh, so next Thursday. Perfect.
Yep.
I will say the Hall of Fame game is probably by far the worst game ever played. No one plays in it. So
because no one wants to hurt. It's preseason.
I
we always
know,
talk
but
about,
like,
preseason doesn't matter.
oh, we're super excited about the NFL season to start, and then we start with this literally god awful game. But all right, well, we're probably gonna have to end it here because honestly, it's getting hot in this area. I need to fix this AC before next week. I haven't.
Or bring that portable one and just in there and piss off Grace.
It's not that easy. I wish it was. I wish it was that easy. It ain't that easy though.
All right. Closing statements, Kevin, because I know you're just throwing it.
I don't remember what I said last time.
I don't remember either. But folks, that will do it for this time on the McCapstick podcast. Yes, we are live. We just talked for 41 minutes. Probably 40 actually, because we had that 30-second time. But who cares? We'll be back next week maybe if Kevin doesn't die from heat exhaustion. But go Bills.
Bye.